My name is Amy McInnes. I am a mother of 5. And today I am feeling like a failure. I was talking with my team this past week, about the podcast and how to do things better. And they were saying, when you start, try to have that animation that you have later on in your podcast, try to bring that right from the beginning. And today I don't have that energy because of this situation that happened to me yesterday. I am feeling the weight of my failure, and I want to share with you what went wrong because I want to help you avoid the same pitfall. And I'm hoping that I can get through this without crying because it is so raw right now for me. I'm supposed to be at dance today. I've got 2 daughters. They both dance. And I'm supposed to be watching them dancing. But I'm not there because one of my dancers is home in bed. And consequently, she's not able to dance today. Here's what went down. Yesterday, I'm a mother of 5 because I just told you that. So I'm sure if you can relate to the chaos of what it's like to be in a house with a family of 7. And yesterday, it was full-on chaos. You see, it was the end of the week, and my husband was getting ready to go to town and trying to get done all of the things that he needed to wrap up for our businesses in order that we could step into the weekend. So Friday is kind of like Monday for us. There's a bunch of things that need to be taken care of. So it's early in the morning and we're getting up, and he's focusing on work and focusing on the boys because he's going away for the weekend and he's trying to make sure that everything's in order. My youngest is getting up, getting ready to go to school, and the girls are getting up and getting ready to go to dance. Now, there are a lot of components that need to happen when you're going into a dance competition. And the competition that the girls have been involved in this weekend, or are supposed to be involved in today, is this fabulous competition because it's local, so we don't have to travel, but it also gives kids an opportunity that are not on competitive teams to dance and have an adjudicator comment on their team dances. So it's just a really wonderful competition that our studio is involved in. And it's the competition that really got my older daughter into dance. And the thing about her is she loves to be on stage. And when she is on stage, she completely transforms. It's incredible to watch her. She is a phenomenal performer. And my youngest daughter loves the friendship piece. She's still little. She's only 10. So she loves being there with her friends. She loves being a part of things. And she definitely has a flair for the dramatic. When we get ready for dance competitions, there is a lot of things that go into it. We have to have all of the costume components and the dance shoes and the hair and the makeup. It's a big deal. And I think what happens leading up to a performance is that the girls start getting ready. And there's something that happens when you're going on stage. And when you're new to stage, and maybe this is forever, because I don't know, I haven't done a lot on stage. I never really did dance. And dance was not the same when I was growing up as it is now. So I don't necessarily know what that experience is like for my girls to be getting ready to go out on stage. But I do know that leading up to competitions, there's this thing that starts building as they're preparing to put themselves out there, because they work all year and then it comes down to a couple minutes on stage. It's not entirely like that because they have a couple opportunities to perform, but anything can happen in those 3 minutes. And it's the part that they love the most about dance, but it's also the part that creates the most pressure and the most situation. So yesterday morning, we're getting up, we're getting ready, we're getting organized, and I have previously organized all the costumes. So the girls are responsible for getting their shoes organized because they use their shoes during the week for classes. So I'm not organizing that part. I just have the costumes ready and the hair pieces and the accessories, but they're in charge of their shoes and getting themselves ready in the morning. Not hair and makeup necessarily, because I will help with that, but actually eating breakfast. So yesterday morning we got up and we're on a tight schedule. And I'm telling my youngest, you need to eat your breakfast and brush your hair. These are things that she does every single day, pretty much with no problem. I say to her, you've got about 20 minutes to do these two things. And she had already been brushing her hair. And when I looked at it, it looked like it was pretty much done. So she pretty much just needed to eat. And I said to her, I'm going to go get dressed. I will be back in about 10, 20 minutes. And when I'm back, we'll do your hair and we'll start your makeup. I go and get dressed. I get ready. I come back into the kitchen. She is still brushing her hair. It hardly looks any different. And she has not eaten her breakfast. She has not done anything else. So for the entire 20 minutes that I was gone, she has brushed her hair over and over and over again. And because of the state that I was in, which was thinking about all the things that we needed to do and trying to get organized, not just for that day, but for the entire weekend and making sure all of the kids were ready and knew what they needed to do, I'm immediately flustered and I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed because I've been spending all this time to help her do the things that she says she wants to do. And she has not even eaten her breakfast. How do I respond? Well, it was not pretty. It was not good. I freaked out. Now, I did not freak out like colossal level freaked out, but I definitely raised my voice and gave her trouble. I couldn't help it. And I couldn't, and this is the part that I've been thinking about this morning, is that I don't really know what her experience is like when she is preparing to go on stage for dance. I don't really know how she feels about that situation or the types of things that are going through her mind. So for me, all I'm seeing is that she didn't eat her breakfast and she needs to eat her breakfast. I'm not thinking that she's probably in a different headspace when compared to other mornings when I ask her, get your breakfast, pack your lunch, get your school bag ready. It's not the same. It's a different day. It's the first day of a competition. And I'm the adult here, and I'm not even putting it together that she's probably feeling pressure, and brushing her hair is maybe just a way that she is soothing herself and getting in a good headspace for the day. Well, I completely upset whatever good headspace she was trying to get into, if that was the case, because I'm immediately frustrated and I start giving it to her. I start reminding her that she did not have to do a lot. It was a very simple task. How come she didn't do it? We have a lot to do. We have things that we need to do in order to get ready. And I'm harsh. My tone is harsh. I'm clearly frustrated and I'm taking it out on her. Now, should she have eaten her breakfast? Yeah, she should have. Did I need to go overboard? Well, probably not. Did I have any understanding of where she was at? Clearly not. And I didn't even realize that I didn't have an understanding until today when I was thinking about this. Fast forward a few minutes. We get the makeup done. We get the hair done. We're in the car. She doesn't have any of her tights. She doesn't know where her tights are. She uses these tights all the time, and we kind of have a system when she wears them. She puts them back in the bag so we know where they are, or if they're dirty, we wash them, and again, they go back in the bag because she has a tight pair of tights that she wears for performing, and they're not the ones that she wears to her regular class. She doesn't have her tights, which I'm expecting that she's taking care of her undergarments because I'm taking care of the costumes. I don't even know if I vocalize this, but remember, I'm already annoyed. I'm already frustrated, and I don't want to be late because when we're late, everything gets further upset. We don't even know where her tights are. She has no clue. So her sister, because she's been through this before and she's been through my outbursts before, is trying to protect her. This is the big sister. So she is helping her and she's trying to tell me that it's okay. We're going to figure it out. And she's running around trying to find the little person her tights. We don't know where they are. So now we're digging through the drawers for the old tights, the tights that she wears to class every day, and we can't find stirrup tights. Now, this is probably not a big deal. They're tan tights. Why do they have to be stirrup? It's a dance thing. Everybody gets worked up when things are not perfect. There's a reason why the people that are attracted to dance, I think, have some commonalities in what they're expecting things to look like. And it's a lot for kids when they feel like they're being criticized about the stuff that they don't have, like the wrong tights, because they know that this is a performing sport and that the way they look is a part of their performance. So we find whatever tights we can find and throw them in the bag, and we're in the car again. This time she doesn't have her shoes. I can't even comprehend how you don't have your shoes. We just went over this. We had just packed the bag. She has no shoes. It was her responsibility to bring the bag of shoes into the car. She did not do that. Now, on a normal day-to-day, could she remember that? Yeah, but remember, I just freaked out on her. And now, when that happens, it can be hard to remember the things that you need to do if somebody's been yelling at you or getting frustrated with you. That is the situation that we are in now. So we're back in the house finding the shoe bag. And now we're in the car and we're on our way. Now, I have been like this my entire life. And this, when I say I've been like this, let me tell you what that means. I have been a person who cannot let things go quickly. I want to have the last word. I want to make sure that whatever I need to say gets said. And when I'm stewing and angry, I will say the same thing over and over again. And now that I'm a counselor and I have some understanding of what happens physiologically when people get frustrated or get upset and what happens when people are in conflict, I know what's going on for me. And that repeating of the same thing and is a way that I like circulate around this cul-de-sac until I can get out of the cul-de-sac and move forward. And sometimes it takes me longer to get out of the cul-de-sac than it does on other times. So I just say the same things over and over again because it's hard for me to shift it when I'm feeling frustrated. So that's what I'm doing. We are driving in the car and my little person is in the back seat just absorbing all of the verbal vomit that I am spewing all over her because I'm an adult who doesn't have my emotions in control and who is spewing frustration and disappointment all over her. And she's back there absorbing it because I'm her mom. And she knows that I love her and she knows that I'm trying to do things for her and that I care for her. And she loves me. So when I say those things to her, because the nature of our relationship, she can't help but just to take it in. Because she doesn't want to disappoint me and she wants to do well at dance and she loves to do well at dance. And she's just digesting all of this. And my older daughter, who has been on the receiving end of this before, is trying to curb me. Mom, get it together. I love this girl. She is a fire. And I love how she is. And I also my heart breaks for her because she is very much like me in other ways. And I don't want her to make the same mistakes that I make. I don't want you to make these mistakes that I've been making. And that's why I'm sharing this with you today, because I want all you people out there that are listening to me, whether it's on Spotify or Apple or YouTube or wherever you're finding me, I want to share this because I want you to be able to curb this if this happens to you. I don't want you to have these same failures. And if this makes a difference for you, then I want to share it, even though it is completely embarrassing and my mind is circulating about, I can't believe you're going to actually share this. But I have to, because it's the weight of what I'm experiencing today. And it was awful. So the first few minutes of the drive, I'm just berating her. And it's not anything that I'm saying that is necessarily bad. I am not swearing at her. I am not calling her names. I'm not saying anything that is actually hurtful. It's the tone that I'm using that's hurtful. It's the anger and frustration that I am feeling and directing at her that is hurtful and wrong. Because the types of things that I'm saying are things like, you need to be responsible for your personal stuff. If I ask you to do something, I need you to do those things. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a parent. I'm able and should say those things to my kid. But I wasn't cluing into where she was at. And I wasn't saying those things in love. I wasn't asking her things such as, is there anything I can do to help you move faster this morning? Would you like me to put toast or bread in the toaster? Is there something I can help you to get your breakfast ready? Because I wasn't thinking about her. Even though I was thinking about her because I was doing all of these things for her, she wasn't my priority. Getting her where she was going was the priority. And I lost who she was and what she needed in the process. So I apologized to her. This is a little bit later in the drive. We got about a 20-minute drive, okay? So the first 5-10 minutes, I'm spewing the frustration. My older daughter's telling me to get it under control. I'm getting it under control. I'm calming down. I'm not as angry. And I must say, even though I can react very quickly and get frustrated easily, I can actually move on very quickly as well. I can come down almost as fast as I can go up. So I'm apologizing to her for how I treated her, and I'm saying sorry. But here's the deal. Those words were out there, and she absorbed them. And this morning when she got up, day 2 of dance day, what's happening? She's throwing up. She's not going to dance today. She's in bed because she spent the morning throwing up. And when I seen her little body in the bathroom and I'm getting her a cold cloth and I'm telling her it's okay, and she's throwing up, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I could not help but see the connection between me spewing words all over her yesterday and her throwing up this morning. Here's what I know. When we release those things to people, those angers, those frustrations, and we're in a relationship like I am with my daughter, where I'm the person who's supposed to be taking care of her. I'm the person who's supposed to be building her up. And she is a sponge that is absorbing the things that I'm putting out. We take things on. We take things on mentally. This is what I'm talking about when I say we start ruminating on things, the things that we're hearing. When people are mean to us, it doesn't just impact our emotions. It doesn't just impact our mind. It also has an impact on our physical body. And I am in a position of authority over my daughter because I'm her mom and I'm responsible for her. And when I did that to her yesterday, I could see that her body was, and like her emotions, she was absorbing it. And I could see that that was connected to her sickness today. And that's the part that makes me want to cry. Because I know it's my fault. So I'm feeling very sad and very angry and disappointed in myself. Not so much anger. Anger is not usually my go-to emotion, but I feel the weight of my failure. I feel the disappointment from letting her down. And I know how to say sorry. And I know that she's forgiven me. But I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be able to walk away from this. And my reason in sharing this with you today, my reason for opening up my heart and expressing what it's like for me to be a mom sometimes, the reason why I'm doing that is not just so that it could potentially help you avoid this type of pitfall, but maybe it'll help me avoid it in the future, because I don't want to be like this. I want to go back in time. I want to go back in time to yesterday when I seen her little face and she still hadn't gotten her breakfast. And I want to say to her, instead of what I said, I want to say, how are you doing? What do you need? How can I help you? Let me do something else. You're going to be awesome today. I can't wait to watch you dance. Anything but what I said, anything that would help her blossom and grow. Because she is here for a reason. She has a life that she is meant to be living. And as her mom, my role is to help her be the person that she's meant to be. And I need to be a person who is fostering that and encouraging her to grow and to try new things and to support her and to hold her. And it feels awful to fail. It feels awful to let her down. But I'm determined. If nothing else, I am determined to be better. And it's not enough to just wish we were better. We actually have to be deliberate about the changes that we are trying to make. We have to be accountable for them. We have to be responsible for them. And we are the only ones that can make them. Yeah, we can have people on our side that are cheering us on, that are encouraging us. But part of feeling the weight of my failure today and not rushing through that is because I don't want to just shake it off. If I feel the weight of it, will I be better able to change? I want to be better. I don't want to put her in those situations. And I know I'm better. I know I'm better than I was before. I know that I have every kid, every situation, I have opportunities to improve. But I have to keep this at the forefront of my mind. I have to find a way to remember what the most important things are. Because guess what? It's not dance. It's the dancer. I'm so honored that you would join me today, that you would listen. It's a very unusual experience to share my heart like this. I typically do not like to share my failure because I am one of those people who loves to be successful. I love to do well at things, and I constantly push myself to do better. So talking about failure is very difficult for me. And being public about it, especially public in the moment when I'm experiencing it, is something new. And if this is resonating for you, if this is meaning something to you, I would really love to hear from you, because I don't necessarily know if this is making a difference for you. If you've listened today and this has spoke to you, would you please reach out? Would you please leave me a review? Would you please send me a message or send me an email? You can find me at amymckinnis.com. I would love to know if this is making a difference, if my vulnerability is impacting you and is changing the way that you are living your life. It would mean a lot to me. And for those of you who have already reached out and sent reviews, thank you so much. Please subscribe to my podcast so you don't miss an episode. Thank you again. This is Amy McInnes, The Art of Plenty.